This video is all about bad habits that are killing your growth. On average, hair grows half an inch every single month. So if you're not taking care of it properly, it is very easy to throw away all of that progress. So simply by eliminating these things, you will see way more growth. But why should you listen to me? These are the same tips that help me get results like this. And I also coach guys, help them with their routines. And I've helped people get results like this. Now tell me if this sounds familiar. You got up, you're rushing to get to school, to work, to church, wherever you got to go. So you grab your comb and you start to pick out through your hair, just hoping that it looks presentable enough to go wherever you need to go. When you get back home though, you realize as you look through the pic, you start to see these little pieces of hair that are starting to fill up your comb. Why is that? All of those tiny pieces of hair are what we refer to as breakage, when the ends of your hair snap off, which leads us to the first bad habit that you have, which is picking out your hair every single day. I'm gonna tell you what you should do instead. This is a little technique I call fluffing the roots. Basically, you get a spray bottle, you fill it with water and leave-in conditioner. You shake it up, you spray your hair. Now that your hair is pretty damp, you're gonna go in with your pick and you're gonna start from the root and you're going to stop at the halfway point of your hair. What's the point of this? What's even the difference about this, right? When people pick out their hair, they're detangling it. They're trying to go from ends to roots or roots to ends to completely comb it out. The breakage happens near the ends of your hair because that's the oldest part of your hair, right? It's the oldest part, it's the most fragile part of your hair. But if you go towards the roots and you just lightly lift it, all you're trying to do is get some volume when it comes to your hair. That's really what you want. Because the only reason you guys are even doing this is because you want to look presentable for school, work, or whatever it is you have to go to. If you just pick at the low points, pick at the roots, just to give it some volume, you're not going all the way. You're stopping before the halfway point. Just to give it some volume, and you go around your head, you're going to realize that your hair looks a lot better. And then you also didn't have to endure that breakage. But picking out your hair is such a common mistake, especially when you're trying to grow out your hair. You think that you're helping because you're combing it out to keep it neat, but all of that constant manipulation just causes more breakage. And while your hair is growing out, it can make that awkward stage even longer. That's how you get these people who have been at the same length for months. And here's the thing, when your hair is in that stage where it's not really short, but it's also not super long to do all of these really cool styles, how you present yourself matters. So it's worth putting the extra effort into the little details of your look. Like take something as simple as the belt you wear. Like look at this. Like I swear my confidence drops like 10 points just by touching this thing. That's exactly why I switched to Anson Belt and Buckle, because I care about the tiny details in my look and you should too. Anson uses this micro adjustable track system so you get the perfect fit every single time. So they have these 32 adjustment points compared to the typical 5 holes that you get. So whether you just had a big meal or you're on your fitness journey, you're gonna get that perfect fit every single time. And let's be so for real, bro. When your hair is already looking weird, the last thing you want is your belt to be the nail in the coffin. Plus the buckles are interchangeable, so if I'm not really feeling this silver buckle, I want to swap it out, I could just unlock it, get my gold buckle, slip it in, and secure it in place. I just doubled my options, no need for those reversible belts anymore. And because Anson Belt and Buckle is sponsoring this video, when you click the link in the description or on screen and build a box set, you'll get 2 bonus pieces, 1 buckle and 1 strap completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps. Mix and match into 9 unique belt combos, all in 1 box. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else, so hit that link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. Now, the second bad habit that is ruining your hair is adding a leave-in conditioner to your hair every single day. Now, I understand why most of you guys are doing this. It's probably because your hair feels dry and you've heard along the internet somewhere that you need to moisturize your hair. You need to moisturize your hair, keep it moisturized in order for it to grow. So you think the best option for that is just to apply a leave-in conditioner every single day. But you're actually doing more harm than good. Remember how we talked about how you really want to reduce on manipulation if you want to reduce breakage? When you're applying a leave-in conditioner, like you're applying it to your hands and then you're raking it through your hair, that is manipulation. So ideally, we don't want to have to do that. What we'd want to do is moisturize our hair so effectively that we only need to do it once, and then we're basically cruising throughout the rest of the week. And the way that we do that is by doing a method called the LCO or the LOC method. L stands for liquid, C stands for cream, O stands for oil. The entire principle behind this is that you want to put moisture into your hair and then seal moisture into your hair. So an example of this routine might be you damp your hair, it's wet with water, then you add in a leave-in conditioner, woohoo, pretty cool. Then you add a curl cream on top of it, extra moisture. Then you might add an oil like jojoba oil. That's an example of the LCO method, with the intention that is going to leave your hair feeling softer and moisturized for longer, so you can moisturize it once out of the week to the point where you don't have to moisturize your hair for another 5 to 7 days. The order of the steps, whether it's LCO or LOC, really just depends on your preference and your hair porosity. But I don't even like to get that deep into it. There's only 2 different options, my guy. Try one out. If it works, cool. If it doesn't work, try the other one out. And then hopefully one of those 2 will work. But if your hair feels dry throughout the week, don't worry. We're going to tackle that in the next tip. Third bad habit that is absolutely cooking your hair is using regular drugstore products. The products you use are going to determine how soft and healthy your hair feels, but most importantly, how moisturized it is. No moisture means that your hair is easy to break off. And if your hair is easy to break off, then you're not going to see any progress. So if you're using cheap products or products that are marketed to everybody or people with straight hair, you are going to be disappointed. I'm not saying you have to go and get expensive products. What I am saying is you need to be intentional with the products that you are getting and switch your focus that you want products that promote moisture in your hair. That should be what your entire routine is about. Your entire routine should be about putting moisture into your hair and keeping that moisture into your hair. Now, the ingredients that are in those products are probably going to be the most important factor when it comes to choosing. Not the brand, not whether it's black owned, none of that. When it comes down to it, the ingredients are the important thing. Now I could sit here and bore you with all the different ingredients, but instead I made a free PDF. It's actually a Word document that you could just access down below in the description that goes over the ingredients that you definitely need to avoid if you want your hair to grow. And it also goes over the ingredients that you should probably look into and invest in if you want your hair to stay moisturized. It's completely free. It's literally a Google Doc that you get access to for, forever. So go down below in the description and download it. And thank me later. This 4th bad habit is so common that I get guys who text me about it every single day. And that is washing/rinsing your hair every single day. I understand what your thought process is. You're thinking that, oh, I need to put moisture into my hair. Well, water is moisture. Let me put the water into my hair and then everything will be Gucci. Here is the problem with that. Now, remember when we talked about the LCO method, we are layering products to make sure that the water stays in our hair. If we just apply water to our hair, it would evaporate pretty quickly and then your hair will be dry. You will notice this if you just washed your hair out. Like, there's a reason we put leave-in conditioners, curl creams, and all of that stuff to stay in our hair. Now, here's the thing. Imagine you went through your entire moisturization process. You add your leave-in conditioner, curl cream, you added an oil, maybe you added a gel, like you put in a lot of products into your hair. Then the next day, you go in and you rinse all of that out. You just undid all of your progress. Now you have 2 options, which are both lose-lose situations. You either just go about your day with your now rinsed out hair that has nothing in it to keep it moisturized, or you moisturize your hair again, which goes back to that whole manipulation thing, which leads to more breakage. Like with the previous tip, I want you to get a spray bottle with water, put in some leave-in conditioner, shake it up. You now have a spray leave-in conditioner. If your hair feels dry throughout the week, do not rinse it in the shower where you're washing out all the other products. You're just going to spray your hair with this mist. This way you're adding moisture to your hair, but you're not washing out the products that you put in before. So you're technically just putting more product in your hair, which could lead to product buildup. If you have that problem, then you could go and wash your hair afterwards. But what I found is that you spray your hair with this mix, then get a shower cap. You can get a shower cap for like $2 to $5, right? Get one of those, put it on top of your hair, and it's almost like you're deep conditioning. So you leave that on there for like 5 minutes or just time for the water, like leave-in conditioner mix, to absorb into your hair and not just evaporate off of your hair. Trust me, when you start doing this, bro, you're going to feel like your hair is at least softer. But I'm not saying that this technique is a substitute for the LCO method. This technique is more so of a jerry-rigged way of getting you to your next wash day. The point of your entire routine, if you want your routine to be easy, is everything that you do on wash day should be to get you to your next wash day. You don't want to be having to do so much during the week. You don't want to be doing the combing. You don't want to be doing the moisturizing. You don't want to be doing all the refreshing and all of that. Everything is just to get you to your next wash day. 5th bad habit that is ruining your hair is actually one that ruined mine and caused me to have some thinning near the front of my hair that I am trying to fix. And that is getting tight protective styles back to back. One of the best ways to grow out your hair is to use protective styles. They help put away the ends of your hair. They help to lower manipulation. But if you are frequently getting high tension styles back to back where you don't even give your hair a chance to breathe, that is a recipe for tractional alopecia. So if you guys ever seen this tapered hairline, the reason guys get the tapered hairline is not just because like it looks good or anything like that. It's because when you get styles like cornrows, that tension can pull on your hair follicle. We don't want that tension on our hairline. But realistically, we don't want that high tension anywhere on our head. You're supposed to have these protective styles in for like, 3 to 4 weeks. Over time, as your hair grows, like there's going to be less tension in the actual braid. But if you are constantly putting your hair follicles under that intense stress, that intense tension, you don't give it any time to like ease up, that is a recipe for your hair to break off. That is a recipe for you to endure some thinning, not thinning due to male pattern baldness. That's a separate thing. Thinning in the sense that it is breaking off the ends of your hair where now it looks really thin at the end and now it's only thick towards the roots of your hair. That is a recipe for disaster. So when it comes to getting your protective styles, even though I tell you guys, keep your protective styles in for like 3 to 4 weeks at a time, when you take them out, give your hair at least a week of just keep it in an afro. Keep it in a low tension style. Keep it in like I don't know, like puffs or something. Keep it out. But just anything that does not have high tension. Or another thing that you could do is make sure that you're not getting those tight hairstyles back to back, like cornrows. Don't get cornrows and then right after you get cornrows again. And after you get cornrows again. Like switch it up and get something with low tension. Get something like 2-strand twist or mini twist. That's a low tension style that'll still grow out your hair. Make sure to check out Anson Belt and Buckle. The link for those will be down below in the description. Build your box set today. And if I missed anything, let me know down below in the comments. Was there something that you really expected to be on this list and that you really want to let other guys know, like, hey, you should stop this? Drop it down below in the comments. If you want a part 2 of this video, I can also do that as well. And if you like this video, you're definitely gonna like this one. I advise you check it out. That's all for me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.